bit of a friendly intro into level 2. Guys, just keep in mind, okay, some of you guys might have heard when I talk about the new people and the old people. Okay, the old people, remember we did start the program. We started what we call the early start program. So some of the guys have been part of the program already since September last year, September, October, into November. As part of that program, we saw things like financial reporting, memory serves, derivatives, and portman. So we saw 3 big sections, and the reason we do that, obviously, grab a file, is just to try and make sure that, okay, we've seen some of the bigger sections, and just a bit of exactly what it says, a bit of an early start. Grab a file. Okay, but having said that, guys, it puts nobody at a disadvantage, of course, because those 3 sections that we've covered, financial reporting, portman, and derivatives, we cover again as if we haven't covered them at all. So nobody, keep in mind, no one is at any kind of a disadvantage. So don't feel left out if I talk to the new people or the old people. You're all new people now. Okay, 22nd of June is our day, and we've all got to get through to that point in time. So, okay, no one's at a disadvantage. And of course, guys, obviously some of the level 1s couldn't start before because they only wrote in December anyway. So we do everything again from start to finish comprehensively. Okay, so very briefly, for some of the guys, I mean, it's a mixed bunch of guys. Some guys are still level 1s, don't know if they've got their results yet. I know it's a bit nerve-wracking. They're coming out in about 2 weeks' time. Okay, hectic time for you guys, I know. Okay, we pray for you. Hopefully that'll go well. We've got some level 2 guys doing it first time. We've got some level 2 guys doing it second time, third time. Makes no difference, guys. Okay, we're all in the same boat together. We've got to get through this time. Okay. So just for those guys that don't know anything about the level 2 program, I'm going to give you a brief intro into what it is, what you can expect from the CFA program, and then again what you can expect from our program. Okay. So let's have a quick look at the morning format. If you have a look at the morning format, okay, take a look at that. Okay. The morning format and the afternoon format are exactly the same thing. Okay. You know the formats by now, guys. It's 9 to 12. You get there nice and early. You write 9 to 12, and then again you write in the afternoon as well. Okay, same thing, 2 to 5, no changes, exactly what you've seen in the past. What changes for level 2, guys? Completely different way of asking the questions. Okay, you're all comfortable in level 1. That's, of course you were comfortable because you're here, aren't you? You're in level 2, so of course you got past the level 1 part, and they call the level 1, by the way, they call it the trivial pursuit of finance. Finance trivial pursuit. Why? Because there's tons and tons and tons of questions, and if you do a couple thousand questions or more, you're likely to get through. They're not testing, dare I say, they're not testing can you integrate the information. They're not testing how brilliant you are per se. Tons of information, and you put that down in the paper. Okay. Grab a file. Okay. How does it change for level 2? Okay. Level 2, we start with the things as opposed to what we saw, just the facts. We're now moving through to the processes, guys. Okay. And the whole way of questioning now changes from what you saw in level 1. And how that changes, guys, okay, is you now get, instead of getting 120 questions like you used to, 120 in the morning, 120 in the afternoon, now you get 10. 10 questions in the morning and 10 in the afternoon. Okay. But when I say 10 questions, it's a bit of a dishonesty. It's not really 10 questions because each of those questions is what the Americans call a vignette. Okay. There you go. That's the 10 vignettes, or the 10, call them case studies, stories, call them what you wish. 10 of those. And behind every story is 6 multiple choice questions. Okay. So if we break it down, guys, there's exam 1 in the morning, there's exam 2 in the afternoon. You get 10 stories there, you get 10 stories there, 6 multiple choice questions behind each one. You're ending up with, guys, 60 multiple choice questions in the morning, 60 in the afternoon, okay, a total of 120 multiple choice questions. There we go. Okay. What makes it more difficult than level 1 or different to level 1? And I'm sure you guys have all heard, which is the worst level? Level 2. I'm not sure. I'm not convinced. Okay. Level 3 is also hard. And level 1 was hard too, guys. There's nothing free here. CFA, there's nothing, they're giving you nothing. I get some of the chartered accountant guys, and they say to me, they're now CAs. What kind of exemptions do they get when they come to do CFA? I say, absolutely nothing. The CFA doesn't care who you are, what you are. There's nothing for free here, guys. You're going to work for everything that you get. Okay. And you're going to work. Okay. That's how we're going to succeed. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But that's the format of your paper, guys. 120 multiple choice questions, 60 in the morning, 60 in the afternoon. Each vignette or each story is ranges between 1 page of story with tables, facts, things like that, graphs, anything like that, to 2.5 pages. Okay. Now, if you do the maths isn't hard, isn't easy, isn't difficult, guys. Do the maths. Okay. Work it out. 10 questions for 3 hours, 180 minutes. Okay. Divide that by 10. Okay. It's nice to get all the facts together. You're looking at 18 minutes per story, which means you've got to read an entire story. 1 page, 2 pages, each story differs, and answer 6 multiple choice questions on the story, and be done to move on to the next question in 18 minutes. Okay, this is quick. But you're used to this, aren't you? Level one wasn't a walk in the park, was it? There it was 90 seconds. You did it as well. CFA, part of the challenge, guys, is going to be the speed. Okay, and that's obviously why what we do to you guys from the start, guys, is please, I beg of you. I know it's a Sunday, I know, and you have families. Some have children, some have less children, some have wives, some have dogs, some have cats. Whatever you have something, I'm sure. And it's your weekend, it's your Sunday, but please, those tutorials that we make you come and do, and we explain to you how to answer the questions, and we make you write under pressure and quickly, is what is going to get you through. It's not necessarily only about the knowledge. I had one guy who wrote level 3 now. Not now, he wrote in June 17. Brilliant guy. Cruised to level 1, cruised to level 2. And level 3, he ran out of time. And he failed on, I think, a 9 or a 10. And he's back. I'm glad he's back, but we don't want that, guys. Don't let the speed be the thing that knocks you down. If you don't know your work at all, and you haven't had time to study, you don't know anything, okay, it is what it is. Then just fail horribly. Okay, is what it is. But if you put the time in and you've done the work, guys, don't let the speed be the thing that's going to drop you down. Okay, you're going to have to really, and that's what we're going to focus on, guys. Please, I'm begging now, I don't beg often. Okay, but come on a Sunday, guys, because those 8 tutorial sessions, we're going to show you what the real exam is like. We're going to grab a phone. You even match the colors today. Okay. Looking good. Hey. And by the way, our edges, the edge colors are orange, and level 2 colors are orange. If you've got a blue file, you're in level 1. Orange file is level 2, and one of the guys said earlier, if you've got a green file in your hands, okay, then you're there. That's level 3. Okay, and if you're ready, then you get a certificate from the CFA that says you're a charter holder. Okay, that's the gold. We as you guys know, we're moving to Sandton. Okay, I was just busy with the builders yesterday, and there's 4 rooms that we've got over there. We've taken out 4 rooms of differing sizes. And I was there with Steve, and I said, I'm not sure what we're going to do with what we're going to do with the 4th room. So he said, what about the 4th room? I said, well, 3 designations, which what we plan to offer is CFA, FRM, and Kaya. We plan to offer those 3. As for the 4th one, I'm not sure what we're going to do with that one. So he says to me, well, which one will we make the big room? We've got a big hallmark room and then slightly smaller. I said, that's not even a question. I said, CFA gets the big room, of course. Okay, not that it's more important than other designations, but it's a very important one to get. Okay, obviously when you finish CFA, you'll come and get the balance of them as well. Am I right, Nico? Okay, and any other nice designations that you can add to your CV. Okay, guys, that's the exam. Okay, is it madly difficult? No, it's not. But was level 1? Answer this honestly, guys. Was level 1 madly difficult? Was there anything there that was rocket science that really, maybe the quants, I don't know. Quants gets a bit worse in level 2. I can't lie to you. It is hard. But there's nothing crazy difficult about level 2, like there wasn't really about level 1. And the good news, it gets easier in level 3. The body of information gets easier in level 3, okay? And that's why everyone says level 2 is the hardest. Because level 3, the body is halved. There used to be 32, now there's only 34 study sessions. Level 1, there's about 60. Level 2, there's 52 study sessions. So there's less work in level 3. But the way that they question is going to be different. That's where we're going to have to, and that's what we're going to have to get you guys through in this program. Okay, so guys, please. I spoke to one of the students the other day, and they said, well, can I guarantee that they'll pass? I said, that's what everybody wants to know. I said, no, but if you come to all the classes, you come to all the tutorials, you do all the questions, and we'll talk about the questions in a second, okay? You come to the revision course, and you write 6 exams after that, you will pass. You will pass. Am I promising you? No, but you will pass. Do all of that. There's very little, but that's going to take hard work, dedication, and blood, sweat, and whatever else you've got to put in. Okay, but please, and guys, you paid for it. Seriously, come to them. I'm not charging you anything more for anything else. You've paid for it all. Come. Okay, please, those 5 lectures. Do all your questions, tutorials, revision course, and exam course. You do those. And guys, just there is an online program as well. What's the online program? What we do is we record this class. Okay, I put all the questions on the Google Classroom for you. Okay, as well as all the notes as well. So if you miss anything, it's all online as well. So I'm not saying don't come on a Tuesday night. Please come, because it's much more beneficial face to face. You can ask the questions that you like. Very difficult asking questions to a computer. Okay, please come to class. It's much more beneficial. Guys tend to prefer it much more. But if you don't, I'm going to log you all onto the Google Classroom so you can just pick up anything that you miss as well. If you want to go and listen to it again, it is all recorded for you, so you can listen to the classes a second time. Okay, guys, let's have a quick look at the exam weighting. Okay, ethics, same 10 to 15. And if you notice something interesting over here, guys, okay, they're very vague, aren't they? What happened in level 1? What's the weighting for ethics in level 1? How much? 15. But it was exact 15, wasn't it? FRA, an exact 20. What's happened over here? It's a little bit of... okay. What does 5% mean? 1 question. So if we have a look over here, 1 question out of your 20. Remember, there's going to be 20 questions, 20 stories, followed by 6 multiple choice questions behind those. So ethics, it's anywhere between 2 to 3 questions. Quants, 1 to 2 questions. Okay, and obviously let's look at some of the big ones. Ecos is there again, guys. Okay, for all those ecos lovers, it is back. FRA. Rob, the good news is whoever hates ecos, they hate FRA more. So don't feel bad. Okay, unless the accountants. So there's FRA, the big one. 3 to 4 questions. It's normally 4. Okay. CorpFin, a bit vague. Could be 1, it could be 3. Okay. Equities, this is the big one. This is the big one. Okay. And when you talk about equities, it's going mainly, guys, into equity valuation. That's the key part of equities that we're going to be focusing on over here. Alts, small, 1 or 2 questions. Okay. Fixed income, your other big one. Okay. Derivatives. Derivatives had an overhaul last year, guys, a complete overhaul last year. And they really hit that in the exam. Likely to hit it again this time. No reason why not. Derivatives is everywhere. Okay. I recently wrote a Kaya paper with the Alexander Forbes guys, and they just throw derivatives everywhere in this paper. Everywhere, just derivatives everywhere. I don't know what the actual allocation was small in the syllabus, but it was just everywhere. Okay. Very likely, if you had to ask me, derivatives is going to be probably at least 2, probably 3 questions. Okay. And Portman, very small over here again. Okay. Just a word of advice, guys, is when I say it's a small section, like let's pick on Portman for a second, or alts, okay, the CFA examines those small sections with the same intensity, the same vigor, the same as they would a big section like equity or FRA. They give it there's no discounts given at all. Okay, so please, we're going to have to focus on each and every one of the 10 sections with the same level of intensity as if we had a as if it were a major section in our lives. You don't want to come out of this paper, guys, with a 9 or a 10 fail. Okay, and you think, if I just put a bit more work into Portman, if I just spent another 5 minutes on something small like that, we're going to focus on all 10 sections. All 10 sections are important. Which one can you leave out? None. Okay, you don't want to be that guy. Because, guys, if you're on a 10, what does that mean? That means 2 marks you missed it by, maybe 3 at most. 3 marks for a year, guys. Okay, please not. As I say, if you're going to fail, just fail properly. Get a 1 or a 2. Just kill it. Just properly kill it. Okay, but don't give me a 9 or a 10, because it's soul destroying. Those are the guys. A guy comes with his paper and he says he got a 1. I say, well, you didn't work. You didn't work. I'm quite brutal, guys. You'll notice I've got to be honest with you guys, and I will be. Okay, 9 or 10 means you were this close. You missed one section. You answered one question badly, perhaps. We're going to fix all of that. We're going to work really hard this time. Not that we haven't before. Looking at some of the numbers, guys. The curriculum, 2,938 pages. Do you have to read it all? No. Okay. Is it beneficial? It's always beneficial. The CFA, I love their curriculum. Okay. It's not well written. I shouldn't say it's well written. Okay. I should turn the recorder off for a second. But it's difficult reading to read. You know, and that's obviously why there's a big market for all the service providers that provide information to you guys. Our information is as good as everybody else's. Someone said to me, is our information better than Schweizer's? Or is it? I said, they're all good. You know, if you had to ask me, is Schweizer's material good? It's good. But so is Wiley's material good. So is Analyst Online, so is Prep Smarter. So there's a lot out there. They're all good. But please, I beg of you, don't go and buy yourself 3 separate sets of service providers. Schweizer, Prep Smarter, Online Analyst Online, Wiley. It's all the same stuff. All the same thing. Okay, so pick one that you're very comfortable with. Ours is comprehensive, as comprehensive as the rest of them. So stick with that. And if you're not comfortable with that, pick one that you are comfortable with, guys. But that's going to be by the time you finish reading those 3,000 odd pages, okay, it's going to be June. Okay. We are going to use a lot of their information directly from their stuff. I'm going to do a lot of questions in tuts from their stuff to make sure we keep to their standard and their level. But you don't need to go back to the stuff itself. End of question readings is 1,047 questions. That's their questions. So if you're ever running short of questions, guys, the CFA material itself, okay, gives you those questions as well. My sense is we're not going to run out of questions just yet. Learning outcome statements, 465. Okay, we cover every single one of those, guys. Bless you, nothing missing at all. Okay, all those are covered. Readings, 52. And don't be surprised, guys, this is the only level, I'm not sure why, there's only 17 study sessions. Level 1 is 18, which you're probably used to. Level 3 is 18. And I confirmed this, I spoke to Kelly last year. I said, I think you guys have missed one of the study sessions. So she laughed. She said, no, we didn't miss it. We have made only 17. Okay, so it's not an error. It's not a, but we do check. I go through the material with a fine-tooth comb, me and my lecturers, and okay, it's all done. Okay, those are the numbers. Lecturers, if we have a quick look, who have you got this year? Okay, ethics is mine. Okay, quants is mine. Ecos, okay, it's going to be either myself or it's going to be Mo. When I talk about Mo, I'm going to go straight down to fixed income. We've got a new lecturer on board, Mohammed Ismail, who is a quants fixed income expert. He works for Momentum. He's a CA, not a CA. He is a, I don't want to set him short. He's got honors in some financial maths type stuff. He's also got a CFA and he's got an FRM as well. That's Mo. So Mo's going to take you definitely for the fixed income section. Financial reporting is mine. I couldn't find any CAs that wanted to do that, so no, I'm just kidding. It's a lovely section. Okay, CorpFin is Paul. I'm sure you guys all know Paul Burkett. And Paul will tell you as he starts, let me ruin his introduction for him before he comes, because Paul's going to come in here, he's going to tell you, corporate finance is life. Okay, so when you hear that, you've heard it once before already. Okay, following from Paul will come Kerbis. Kobus Cilliers on equity investments, and he'll tell you that equity valuation is life. Okay, you'll choose what you love. Okay, that's Kobus coming in there. Alts will be Kobus as well. Okay, derivatives is mine, and Portman is mine as well. Okay, so you've got really a decent bunch of guys taking you guys over those 10 particular topics. I had one girl phone me on the level 1 side. She said, if she doesn't like the lecturers, can I replace them for her? I said no. You know, these are tried and tested guys. They've been in the market for a long time in the industry. They're good guys. Each one's got their own skills and their own thing. If there's a problem with a lecturer of any sort, of course, I head up the program, so you'll come and tell me. But I don't replace them at if you just don't like. For example, one of the lecturers is less enigmatic. He'll do less dancing and screaming and entertaining of you guys, but he knows that subject matter. Okay, so you'll be less entertained, but you'll be more informed, maybe. Okay, so each guy comes with his skill, but it's a great bunch of guys. I think I'm the least qualified of the bunch. Okay, I've only got a CA and a CFA. The rest of them are masters in finance. Paul's doing his masters at INSEAD. I don't even know how you pronounce that. Something like that. I don't know. Paul's a CA as well. Kobus is a CA. They've got a CFA behind them. Kobus has got a Kaya. So anything you need, these guys can help you with. Those are the lecturers. Okay, we move down to our approach to the work, guys. I really want us to I read a lovely article over the holidays from Steve Jobs, and Steve Jobs talks about this thing called deep work. I don't know if you guys have heard that concept before. And deep work is not just skimming over stuff. When you decide to do something, you do it properly, you do it deeply, you do it, and you gain a proper feeling and understanding for what we're doing. I really want us to get into the work with you. Don't just skim through, I know a little bit about that, Really get involved, guys, as much as we can, and understand what we do. Because the more you understand the work, guys, 99% I can promise you, when you get into that paper, will you have seen the question before? Never. If you've seen the question before, please, I'd be very excited to hear the CFA is lowering their level if that were the case. You will not have seen the question. You've got to learn to think. You've got to learn to understand the work that we're doing. That's what's going to get us through. Okay. Talk about consistent working. The next point over there, guys, every single day from now till the 22nd of June, I want some work. Okay. Set yourself up a schedule. If you need any help with pleasure, I can help you set up a calendar, a schedule, anything like that. One guy said to me, what happens if he's getting married? I said, get married in July, first of all. Okay, it's not a good time to get married. He said, what if he's going to a wedding? He's a best man. I said, if you're a best man, all I ask of you, and I'm very particular about this, guys, give me 5 minutes worth of work that day. Okay, just read one of the standards, that's all. And why do I insist on that? Because you keep yourself in the program. You keep yourself in the work, because if you leave one day, what's going to happen? You leave 2 days, you leave 3 days. If you work one day, it's only 5 minutes, but you're keeping in the program. Okay, you've got to work every single day. It's not going to be the guy that's the cleverest in the room. This I can tell you for sure that's going to pass this paper. It's a guy with a cast iron backside. The guy that works, and when he's finished working, he works some more. Okay, guys, anyone that's in level 2, okay, is clever. Wherever they are in the world, China, everyone says, well, the Chinese guys are writing now in June. Who cares? Who cares? Okay, you're as clever and you can work as hard. Don't be. The Indian guys also writing. Okay, and the Russians probably too. Maybe some French people, I don't care. Guys, it's everyone that's writing this paper are clever people. How do we beat them? We work smarter than them, and we work harder. It's a consistently proved, guys, across the CFA. I've seen the 2 studies across CFA and FRM. The guys that put in more hours, okay, do better than everybody else. Simple as that. It's not brain work. It's nothing more than just putting the hours in. And I know that you're all busy. Am I right? Anyone not busy here? No, nobody wants to own up. We're all busy. We've got jobs, wives, whatever, husbands, boyfriends, girlfriends, whatever it is. We're busy. You've got to find that time, guys. Commit to it today. Go home, drop your schedules today. Put your time in. And I'm not asking for a lot of time, guys. An hour a day. Weekends, obviously, you'll put in that you'll put your batch in the weekend. An hour a day, an hour and a half a day. Where are you going to find it? Bless you. I'm not telling you that. Okay. I don't prescribe to anybody, guys. Everybody. Some people are morning people. Some people are night people. Some people are neither. Then you've got to find your time. Okay. Good. The exam itself, 22nd of June. We thank Ramadan for that, because normally it's the first week of June. Ramadan is, I think, very close to that, so they've pushed it off to the 22nd of June. Guys, it's a great win for this. We've got a lot to be thankful for. Yeah. Is it 23rd? 22nd is a Friday. Okay. 23rd. Thank you for that. Okay. The 23rd of June. Even better. Okay, even better. One more day. Okay. And if you're a Jewish guy or you're a Seventh-day Adventist, you can write on the 24th, the Sunday. Another day. Okay. All good. But guys, that extra 3 weeks is really going to be beneficial. We're going to really make use of that. You have no idea how that extra time just is going to give us extra time to practice, go over, revise, etc., etc. Calculator policy, we really only focus. Is anyone using the HP? Okay. So I don't worry about the HP guys, because they're clever enough. If you're using an HP, you're clever enough to know how to use it. Okay. It's an incredible. It's only for really it even looks the wrong way, guys. I don't know why they put it like that, but I can help you on that if you do need. But generally speaking, we work mainly with the Texas. But again, that was mainly for level 1. That's most of the calculator work over there. There's a little bit of calculator work, not crazy here. Okay. The reading comprehension, that's going to be the most important for us in this level. Okay. You've got to get through 1.5 up to 2.5 pages of information, take it all in, digest it, understand it, process it, answer 6 questions in 18 minutes. It's tough. It's really good. It's not an easy ask, but by the time we finish and you've done, when I say hundreds, if not thousands of questions, it becomes part of the process for you guys. We have to practice, 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 practice. As you can see, the last point, no questions are repeated. Of course not. That would just be okay. Guys, over the page, there's your readings. Just giving it to you over there. Okay. 52, the good news for the guys that are repeating, okay, there's very, very little new stuff. Okay, so it is good news. So there's very little that's new. Okay, and yeah. Okay, so that's going to be the your syllabus. If you have a look over there, there's little odds and ends, tweaks here and there. They've taken some stuff out. They've taken a little bit in. Very little difference. Very little difference to what you saw in 217. Okay. Are you repeating? Oh, okay. Okay. Very little. If I have a look over here, I've done a full analysis of it. They did a little bit over here under correlation, a little bit over there. But again, when I say changes, it's tweaks. It's little tweaks. They've under the derivative section, that was the same. I'm trying to think where they made some other changes. There was something over here. They took a bit out of that from level 1, so you've seen it already anyway. Put a bit into level 2. Not much at all, but I do have a full analysis of it. If anybody is interested in the exact changes, I can pass that on to you. But not a lot of not much change from 17 to 18. Okay, and as you can see over here, Portman at the end, exact carbon copy of what we've seen before. Alts is the same. Okay. Fixed income, more or less the same as well. I can't see too much that's different from 2007. The ethics, which we're going to start off with tonight, is exactly the same as what we saw in 2017. Okay. Okay, guys, that's your basic intro. Any questions? Have I upset anybody? Grab a file. Yes. Okay, lovely question. So we've got to go, what they do, and this is what the question's about. So and you'll see as we do some questions, what I've added in this time around is I've put almost behind every single reading a typical exam question. Okay, and as we go through the notes, I'll show you the process that we're going to work with. But processes is, now it's a story. It's not just like, for example, in level 1, it was fact, very fact-based. So if you didn't know question 1, so what? Question 2 is going to be different. completely different question on something completely different. Okay, here, if you read the story and you don't understand the story at all, panic. Okay, not panic, just because all of the 6 questions are based on it. It's a process that they're going through. Everything is process based as opposed to just short facts that are completely unrelated to a story or unrelated to what you've seen, what you've just read. There are 2 different approaches, guys. Some people like to read the story first and then read the questions after that. Personally, I like to quickly scan the question, 2 minutes. And you'll see the value of 2 minutes as we go through the program. Quickly scan the question to see what they're looking for over there. And then when you read the story, you know what you're looking for. And that's the process that we talk about. Okay. And when we move to level 3, it changes the 3rd time, unfortunately, and then we move to what they call judgment and integration. There it's no longer picking out information. It's about taking the information, moving it around, and giving opinions and things like that. That's level 3. That's full on, bless you, that's full on integration. Something to look forward to next year. Okay, any questions, guys? Okay, what I'm going to do in the meantime, guys, I'm just going to save this for the online guys. It'll just take us 2 minutes.